I just want to share my backstory and why I'm doing what I'm doing and why you see my face in your inbox and why I keep talking to you about over 40 hormones and why I keep talking to you about how over 40 is different. I just turned 48 2 days ago. How and I'm not preaching from the choir. I think that's the biggest thing. That's why I wanted to share my journey and my story, just very high level brief. And why you just feel like what used to work isn't, and how that old athletic mindset and that old athletic metabolism is still there. That competitive spirit doesn't go away. That's why a lot of my clients, a lot of women I work with are super busy. They're go-getters, they're doers, they work out consistently, they know how to eat healthy, but just the pieces of a puzzle are just a miss. Now when you're 40, and I felt it too. So backstory on, welcome, by the way, backstory on me is probably like a lot of you from very early on was always really heavily vested in athletics. I loved it, probably played every sport under the sun. And then when I entered high school age, that age of 14, I had a gym teacher that said, you know, I really think she could do something with volleyball. I got invited to a club tryout. The rest is history. Had an amazing club experience. Still really good best friends with majority of the women on that team. All 6 of us got D1 scholarships. Like it was like my dream team pretty much. Like just super fun. Really learned a lot. Our coach was really progressive and sort of against the grain, did a lot of European systems. We had to, at the age of 14, I was actually introduced to visualization and envisioning, and then we thought it was just the most uncoolest thing ever. But anyway, so always in athletics, rode horses too, loved my horses. I had a horse myself until I was just before engaged. I had him and then he passed. But always very competitive, right? Like I'm sort of like girly jock. Like I love purses and handbags. I just don't want to sit around the dinner table and talk about them, right? I love a good facial. Don't necessarily get it all the time. I get my hair cut twice a year. I'm one of those guys. So anyways, landed a D1 scholarship in the States. Was super grateful for that. Got a great education there. Someone that came out of high school with not really great grades. Kind of found myself in university. Had people believing in me, I think, in a different way that sort of allowed me to push. And got, you know, it was hard off the top for sure. Like I was terrible my first year of university. And then just sort of found my way from there. Biology, chemistry degrees, nutrition, functional nutrition. And then I signed a pro contract to play indoor in Germany for volleyball. So I did that until I tore my MCL. And they offered me to stay, but I was like, done. I think, you know, how many 15 plus years really playing hard or training hard, 10, 15 years, I was done. So I didn't do anything for a while, then transitioned to the beach, which I thought was like super lame, but then was actually built more for the beach and the sand. And so did that for a little bit in Europe, then came home because I was a poor athlete, bartended, which was actually great because I could train during the day, bartend in the evening, and just play some tournaments around here in North America. Always had dreams and visions, I think, of the Olympics and playing more on a world circuit. Never stepped into that, and I do reflect on that a lot, wondering why. I'm not going to get into that rabbit hole here. I don't know if it was talent, belief, didn't know the right direction, anything like that, but I'm still super grateful because I did play a sport that I loved and got a ton of opportunity from it, made amazing individuals, met amazing individuals, and traveled the world. So anyways, when the poor Canadian athlete had to actually make some income, I actually jumped into marketing and sales and was also personal training on the side because I was also personal training while I was traveling because it was just good, quick income. I really liked it. And did a couple of performance certifications, performance nutrition certifications in there to learn more about that because I was interested for myself and I thought, well, hey, I could teach this. And I was in that sort of marketing sales space for a while until I actually got married late, what many consider late, and had kids. what many consider late. So married at 37, had Jordan at 38, and Mila a month before my 42nd birthday. And during that whole time, I was very conscious about, I loved working out. I loved still playing volleyball, hitting the beach, very active family. My husband's also a former professional athlete in baseball. So we just kind of had that jive and, ate really well. But then right before Mila getting pregnant with her, I felt things sort of shift. Because before, I could get ready for the beach. I'm like, okay, we're going on vacation in 2 weeks. I'd work out like crazy, eat smoothies 3 times a day and some salads. In 2 weeks, I'd be like, tummy's flat, ready to rock, right? And then slowly that was not happening. And I came back from Jordan pretty great. I had a C-section and kind of bounced right back and felt really good. And my body came back pretty quick. And my mind too, I should say. And then, do you guys love my story? Let me know. Let me know if you can relate in any way. Let me know below. So then, felt kind of things shifting. It was harder for me to get pregnant with Mila, but then got pregnant and sort of was focused on that. That was like a huge blessing. And did not have the greatest pregnancy at all with her as she just walked into my room. It's very fitting, into my office. But had her and then really had, my body was okay. I bounced back pretty quick from her, but mentally I did have some postpartum and had to deal with that. Say hi, Mila. Bloody nose, so dry out. And then it was around that time where I was like, someone challenged me to 5K. I was getting ready for that and I noticed things just being really hard. And I thought, well, I just had a kid later in life. Maybe that's it. But then months and months went by and I was like, things should start to be shifting here. Things should start to be shifting. And then I had the big aha moment. I was back at work, was still doing some training and nutritional counseling on the side. Over 25 years, I've been in the health and wellness and performance, nutrition and fitness space. And was still doing that on the side. And then I was asked to speak at a corporate event for lawyers at the Carlu downtown Toronto, this beautiful venue. And I was like one of those girls, I'm always in Lululemons and sweatpants because I work from home a lot. And anyways, got to dress up. I'm going to wear my favorite pencil skirt. You guys may have heard this story before. Going to wear my favorite pencil skirt. I love the skirt. I feel like a powerhouse in it. I'm going to be boss babe. I hate that word. But you know what I mean? And I'm just going to go at it. So I shimmy into my Spanx. I shimmy into the skirt. All dolled up, ready to do my presentation, my speech to 200 lawyers. And I go to the event and I'm networking and chatting and speaking. And I, thank goodness, did my little blurb first, which was about 10 minutes. And then when I got off, I was sort of networking around. And then this stranger came up to me and whispered into my ear and she handed me her scarf. You wear these beautiful scarves. And she said, your skirt is ripped like all the way up and your Spanx are showing. I don't know how long it was there like that for. I could have been walking around the whole room like that. I did not feel a breeze. I did not feel anything. And it was like ass to tea kettle split open. So she gave me her scarf, bless her heart, went to the bathroom. I was like devastated, like laughing at myself, but just devastated. Like the skirt, like there was not even anything close. So got home, mourned, told my husband, giggled a little bit, and then was sharing the story, a few weeks later with a friend, and we're going for a walk. And she's like, well, Moni, you are over 40 now, and you've had 2 kids, and funny enough, she doesn't even have kids, this one I went walking with. And this is just how it's supposed to be. This is just how it's supposed to be. So, we're all going to have pooches, and we're all going to not feel like your old athletic self, and that's just how it is in our 40s. And I was just like, no, it's not. Because I just knew deep down there was something more. There was a piece of me inside, mentally, physically. I knew I had the drive to do it. I hadn't put the pieces together somehow. And that was really my turning point to where I really said, okay, I need to figure this out. And I dove into lots of research, lots of talking with colleagues, I'm very lucky with my background and people I've met along the way. I had lots of mentors that I could talk to and just sort of put this hormonal over 40 pieces together. And I'm not even talking about perimenopause. I'm not even talking about menopause. Okay. I'm just talking about things shifting and changing and us blaming ourselves, thinking that we're doing something wrong. We're not eating the right way. And this is me. I'm like, I got to change how I eat. I got to try this. I got to try that. It worked for Sue, so I'm going to try it. And it would work for a little bit and then it wouldn't, because it either didn't work in my life or I just felt like I was totally obsessing over it. Okay. Because I go the other way. Then I start obsessing about everything. Can I eat this? Can I not eat that? Will that be okay? Is this all right? Right? And the media and the diet industry does not help us. I'll say that because it's made to set us up to fail. I think we all know that by now, right? It focuses on changing behaviors, and it's not about that. So then that's when the 3M system was born and created. I beta tested it with about 10 friends that were athletic mindset like me, that just wanted to get a sense of me back, that toned, fit, fun, strong self, right? It's not about being Cindy Crawford in a six pack. It's about just having that old vitality that, when you were training, how you felt, just having that back and having it now transition to this day and age, which over 40 is a gong show. Let's just be real, right? So having it transition into now was the biggest thing. So now that's when I put the pieces together for the 3M system to rev your over 40 metabolism. The results have been off the charts. We've been doing it for 3 years now because it is focused on over 40 physiology. It is focused on priming your hormones, then priming your hormones, then asking your body to change. You gotta prime first. Okay? We always miss the priming, changing, and integrating. Okay. And we do that through the 3Ms. Everyone's like, what are the 3Ms? It's macros, muscles, and mindset. Okay. This isn't about calorie counting because no one has, or doing your apps or whatever, because nobody has time. Long term. Okay. If you want a quick fix just to get back on track, I never discredit anything, but think about your future self and what you really want long term. Anyways, this is why it was created. All the time, the biggest thing for me was to make things simple. Because I always felt that I would have to start fresh Monday, make this massive shift into something, and my whole life would have to do 180. And it felt good for about a couple weeks until all of a sudden one wheel would fall off, and then the next wheel, and then the next wheel, and then something would happen in my life, and I beat myself up because I wasn't strong enough and it was a failure, and I couldn't do it. And my body wasn't changing, and my mind wasn't changing. Okay, we always forget about up here. It's big. So that is basically my backstory and why we do what we do. So we have this amazing online community. We have the public page. We have our private over 40 meta boosting community. There's over 2,000 of you in here. Make sure you grab the free resources. There is a plethora for you. Okay, please don't get overwhelmed by it. But make sure you grab your resources. Make sure you ask questions. Make sure you participate. Because I'll be honest with you, if you don't, then we clear the group every quarter. So we clear out a couple hundred people that aren't interacting, aren't talking, because I don't want it to be filling up your inbox and your feed. And we want to make sure that we're helping the people that really, really want to learn and want to have that vision for themselves come true. Okay, so that's the biggest thing with our community. And we reach out in PM. We want to talk. We want to help. We do offer calls every once in a while. So it's offered to you. I would jump on it. It's free, basically free coaching and free help. Okay, it's not a consultation call. I don't do those anymore because usually you get a stack like this of stuff to do and then it just goes over here and you don't do it. Okay, but there's lots of stuff available for you. Don't be an information gatherer. You know who you are. You read, you Google, and you grab everything and try to put the pieces together yourself. It's way too overwhelming. Okay, 25 years in the business, it took me close to 6 months to 9 months to put the pieces together to make an actual program that actually works specific for women over 40. Okay, if you're 39, it's not a big deal. It still works. If you're in your 50s, 100% it works. It's the same. Okay, so that's what we do. I want to end this, my little backstory. Let me know if you can relate. Have you ever split your skirt in public? Let me know. But I want to end it with really sharing, as we move into 2021, as your Mojo Moni community, as Tup Home Inc., as your over 40 meta boosting group here, as a 3M system, what our mission and vision is for you guys. Our mission in 2021 is to help 80 busy women get their athletic selves back. If you like this, raise your hands, type yes me down below, and we'll reach out. 80. Okay, 2021 is the goal. So you hear me talk a lot about that. I want to help 80 women. Why 80? Because my favorite numbers in the world are 4 and 8. 4 is too low, 8 is up there, and I'm 40. This is my 48th year. So we're doing 80, okay? 80 women to go through the 3M system to actually change your life, transform your life, okay? Realign your brain, transform your body, transform your life, up-level your nutrition and your fitness, okay? The vision is really simple. I want no BS. This is a place to get clear, concise information. It's not about overwhelm. It's not about trends. It's not about fads. It is a lot about me asking you all the time, and my clients get sick of me asking this, how does this feel? How is it working in your life? How is your body reacting? How is your mind reacting? And my vision really is for women to stop the Googling and the analysis of what you eat and how you work out, and find a clear, concise solution that works for you in your life. Doesn't necessarily mean it's me in the 3M. It can be something else, but not to jump into another box, frame how you eat and how you move, and hope for a different result. When for years and decades, we know it hasn't given you that. It's a huge fear of failure. There's a huge fear of failure. And to quote my friend, Lindsay, fellow nutritionist who has been on live in our group a number of times, saying, I hope you fail, because from failure comes success. You have to have both. Okay, so, but my vision is for you not to settle, for you to truly envision what you want for yourself in 2021, and not just make it another goal, and not just make it another thing to do, to try to get some results from it. All right. So that is all about me, all about our community. We're going to be doing some team interviews too with the people that help us and support us along the way. I hope you guys are up for that. Some expert interviews. And I'm super excited for this year, guys. I'm super, super pumped. 80 women. Let's do it.